Welcome to the Rock Interview Series with host Thomas S. Orwatt Jr.
Welcome to episode number 110 of the Rock Interview Series. I'm Thomas Orwatt Jr., and today is November 21st, 2024. And for this feature, I have rock music icon Marc Storace, vocalist of the legendary Swiss rock band Krokus, as my special guest. During this interview, Marc talks about his newer solo band Storace and their new record Crossfire, which will be released on November 22nd. This release consists of 12 well-crafted rock anthems and was produced by Tommy Henricksen of the Alice Cooper Band. In addition, Marc talks about his future plans, his time in the internationally successful rock band Krokus, which he joined in 1979, and much, much more. So let's get started. Here is Marc Storace. Hey everyone, welcome to the Rock Interview Series, and we have the rock music legend with us, Marc Storace of the band Krokus, and also, there he is, and also of a new band called Storace. He will be releasing his second Storace record tomorrow called Crossfire. The people have spoken, Marc. The people have heard the songs, the 3 songs that are available right now, and they absolutely love it. So congratulations, and you must be pretty excited about the release of it.
Thanks a lot. I'm really happy with the way things are going, the way everyone has received the new stuff. 3 songs have been published so far with videos to go along with them, and it's great. It just shows that hard work pays.
Yeah, and this one is on Frontiers Music. You released your first solo record in 2021 called Live and Let Live, and that was another great record, but it seems like you're really, there it is right there.
Yeah.
And we spoke about that when you were promoting that, and one of the things that was really exciting, besides the record being so good, was the fact that you said you were going to tour the United States, and that never happened, did it?
No. Well, it's not that easy. I mean, this was recorded during COVID, and when it was finished, no record company would sign it because of COVID. This was after Krokus had broken up and just called it quits. And so the past 3 years, I'm lucky that it's kept on going and growing, and we've opened for Kiss, we've opened for Scorpions, we played with Alice Cooper, and that's when I met Tommy Henricksen, and so the thing is with this album that I was really doing Switzerland. I didn't have someone like Frontiers behind me. Nobody would sign the album during COVID because it was like they were more into sacking people. People were losing their jobs everywhere. And we seem to forget, it was a dark time, dark ages. So now it's a matter of momentum and time. I think it takes time for a new act like Storace, although I've been with Krokus since ages. We're celebrating
1979, right?
End of 79. So we're celebrating 50 years, and there with Krokus. Krokus had 3 albums before I joined and did the debut album Metal Rendezvous, and they were not an international band yet. They only played in Switzerland, so I compare myself now to Krokus back then, and I've only had 1 album out, but at least the word is out internationally, and the fans want to see us, as you read on comments the whole time. But I can't do this just on myself. It's something which has to be organized by promoters in the USA and our booking agency here, which is a great booking agency called Good News Productions. Stefan Matte runs that here in Switzerland, and they have sister companies. And I'm with Frontiers now. Frontiers signed up Storace because of I said I was going to do a new album with Tommy Henricksen as producer, and they were interested, and then I asked if they would re-release Storace #1, first album, and they agreed, thankfully. And not only that, after Crossfire, which is coming tomorrow, this is the main thing we're talking about today because tomorrow's the release. Yeah, it's like the night before Christmas. After this, in next month, in December, you're going to have this again, a re-release together with a live disc. Because as I said, we've been playing concerts and recorded all the concerts we've played at, the main ones anyway. So we have live songs where we're opening for Kiss, we're opening for the Scorpions, and playing before Alice Cooper. After Alice Cooper at This Is Rock Festival. Which was great. It was the first time we had a mosh pit in front of the Storace band. That was nice to see that, and some other gigs that we did. So it's going to be a nice way to introduce the live version of this band, and I still feel lucky. We didn't make it to the States yet, but I feel lucky that the Crossfire album sounds so good. And I think, like you said before, the comments are great. Journalists love it. We put our heart and soul into it. And, I was lucky that Tommy made time to work on this because he's a busy man with Alice Cooper, Hollywood Vampires, his own band, Crossbone Scully, And tomorrow is also the release of Crossbone Scully's Evil World Machine.
Wow, so there's going to be a little bit of a competition there, huh?
Competition, I don't know. I think the fans should buy both. Two of each,
Yeah, Tommy wins either way, right?
Sorry?
I said Tommy wins either way.
Yeah, well, yeah. Tommy wins. I get you. Yeah. No, he deserves it. He's a hard worker. He has a lot of great ideas, and he's passionate about what he does. And I loved working with him. It was really great,
Yeah, well, the results are really good. I mean, like I said, the record's incredible. I have listened to all 12 tracks, and it's a real solid. It's like 12 rock anthems. It's really a great release.
Thank you. Yeah. So tomorrow's the big day. Let's see what happens. But I'm confident that we're going to go places with this one, Crossfire. It's going to be a matter of time. And now we're going to do some gigs, which we've been booked for till December, and then take a short break. And in the meantime, we'll know what we're going to do beginning of next year. And we're going to hear from Good News. And then we'll have some festivals to do next year, and another tour to end the year sometime next autumn, I would say.
Mm.
Yes.
So I'm assuming with you being so busy, does this mean that, Krokus is pretty much over with at this point?
Oh no, Krokus kind of restarted. We were 2 years ago. It was the hometown of Krokus, Solothurn, was celebrating 2,000 years of its existence. So they wanted to party. And they booked Krokus, and you know, on the main square, thousands of people, and we had a great time. And my daughter Juliana sang backing vocals with me on the with us on bedside radio, and we had a hell of a great time. And after that gig, the band kind of was like, "Are we really over? It can't be true. Let's do something else. Let's carry on." And the following year, last year, we played a headliner. No, it did. That was this year, in the Hallenstadion, and we took Uriah Heep as our special guest, and it was sold out. And we had a great time, and after that, we were booked on several festivals, and we had a great time this year doing the festivals. But Krokus is not a band that's going to get on a tour bus and go on tour again. I don't think so.
And what about releasing another record?
That's doesn't seem to be in the stars either. Doesn't, unfortunately. Yeah. We're playing as Krokus on the Monsters of Rock cruise in February. And I suggested to the band to redo a little tour, mini tour in the USA while we were there, because when we finished the cruise, we get off in Florida. And instead of flying back home, I said, let's do another tour. That's what we did in 2015. So, yeah, but no reaction to that.
Oh.
Although, I know we would go down really well and so on, but so I have to be happy with what I have, and just enjoy the festivals, because I really do enjoy the festivals with Krokus, and the band is mature and everyone enjoys playing the songs, and there's a nicer camaraderie now, and we're all like, I mean, Chris and I are already 73, and Mandy Meyer is the youngest. Mark Kohler is second youngest. Fernando is almost as old as Chris and I. And Flavio Mezzodi, the drummer, he's the youngest. And it's good to have a younger drummer because they need so much energy, and Flavio gives it all. But yeah, so that's one family which I still have. And besides my family here, the Storace family at home with my wife, I've got the new Storace family. And two of those guys, the drummer, Patrick Abbey and Don Fave, have been in Krokus before. We did Rock the Block together. We did Fire and Gasoline. This was the Fire and Gasoline tour, which was the longest European tour we ever did up to that date. And then they stayed on, Dominic stayed on for Hellraiser. And yeah, and for as bass player, I asked no one less than Emmy Meyer. She's so great. She moves incredibly, and I knew her since about 15 years ago when I started doing this rock circus thing, and then also This Is Rock, and traveling around in this circus tent in Switzerland. We had a great time, and I know she you know she knows her stuff, and so I'm glad she's on board. And Serge Kristen, he's like a guitarist I had in the very, very first Marc Storace band when we opened for Johnny Hallyday. It was a big French star, rock and roll star. He sang in French, he's no longer with us. Um, and yeah, so Serge is really awesome, and I'm glad he's on board. Um, so it's all happening. It's all happening for me in that even if we're not playing in the USA this year, but I believe hope dies last. So let's see what happens with Crossfire, and we build it up slowly. As I said, it took Krokus 3 albums to build it up, and I've only got one out so far. Second one coming tomorrow. Watch out for Crossfire. You won't regret it. And fill up your Christmas stockings, and buy some extra copies to give to your friends as Christmas gifts. Christmas is just around the corner. So, well, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I ordered a few to give to the rest of the family, friends, and stuff. Because I'm gonna go down to Malta, where I was born, for Christmas, and so here we are. Here we are. I'm really
Yeah.
excited about the album coming out. It's going to be out at midnight already on lots of in lots of places, but we're going to wait till 3 o'clock afternoon Swiss time, and then the shit hits the fan.
Yeah. Now, with this being such a strong record, have the other members of Krokus heard it, and are they kind of jealous that this isn't a Krokus record?
But I think, first of all, they should be jealous. It's good that you say that. This would have been a great Crocus record, but they're not into doing a record. So I did mine. I did mine when Crocus didn't exist after COVID, during COVID, and the second one is because I don't want to stop, and I'm going to carry on and enjoy this. I love this creative stuff, and yeah. So what's going to happen next? I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to hear like a Krokus record with Tommy Henricksen producing it, and using the same format they used with this one, which is just incredible. I mean, the style of music is what Krokus fans want to hear on Crossfire. So I mean, I think it'd go over really, really well. Well, your record's going to go really well. You'll probably be on tour for a long time to promote this because everyone's going to want to see you live now.
Yeah, sure. I believe that too. That's why I'm like a record that gets stuck, Yeah, let's do another record. Let's tour the States, but it's just like I don't know. Maybe I don't know why. I have no reason to know what's in their heads. But let's see. Maybe we'll have a nice surprise before it's too late.
Yeah.
Because we're reaching the age where we have to fulfill the bucket list before we hit the bucket.
Yeah.
Although,
Well, what's still on your bucket list that you haven't accomplished yet?
hmm, I want Crossfire now, thanks to Frontiers Records, Frontiers Music, SRL, sorry, is now a part of a family that they love rock. Uh, Frontiers is a rock label. It doesn't have anything else. No jazz, no. So I'm really lucky that I signed to Frontiers, and they are proving to me that it was worth it. Loads of interviews, great promotion. It's like an encouragement, I've had to do a lot, to work, and I even went and I like art. I'm kind of an artsy kind of guy as well, and I did this and this together with graphic artists, obviously, So it's like I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. It's like and thanks to Frontiers, this time this album has exposure, and it's different to the dark ages, the COVID dark ages. So like I said, on my bucket list, I'd really love to do a nice tour, and play loads of festivals and do some traveling with the band, and you know and that I think that's what I wanted to do in the first place, and I did that for a long time. Um, and I don't feel it's over yet, in spite of my age. And luckily, I can still hit the notes I should be hitting, and uh, my voice is holding out, my body. So, on my bucket list is a little bit more uh, success and do the right things and be where I should be. And I feel this record says it all. It's going to open up a lot of doors, and I'm going to be forever thankful to Tommy Henricksen for that. And I wish him luck with his album coming out tomorrow as well. And who knows, maybe we'll be on tour together, a package, two new bands, Crossbone Scully and Storace. Why not? Why not?
I love that idea. Now, looking at the album artwork, I mean, that artwork is incredible. It looks like an eagle flying out of a nuclear war. Um,
Yeah,
what,
it's taking us to safety. It's carrying a half Maltese and half Swiss cross. Because I mean I'm a how can I have a dual nationality, and my whole family has, and in another way, looking at Krokus as a family, we are also Swiss Maltese. I'm the only Malteser in there, and it's the same with the Storace band, except Emmy, bass player, she's from Bulgaria originally, and yeah, I really enjoy working on stuff, and the guy who I was working with, he did the last Krokus album covers. His name is Thomas Everard, and he lives in Germany, and he was really fun to work with, and I collected loads of ideas, and then with him we zeroed it down to the minimum, and it's going to be the same for the next one, just zero down. I'm already collecting stuff, visuals, and lyrical ideas and musical ideas, or we still have a lot to give,
yeah.
with Storace band.
Have you ever considered writing a book biography?
A book, oh, how boring. I'm not the type to sit down so long and type out a book and fall asleep. No, or just what happens to me is I go off on tangents, you know, and because there's so many, it's like one road I've been on, it's starting down in Malta, start being a rock, not a rock singer yet, a pop singer, charts at the age of 14 with the first band, and coming on up to this day. There's so much that happens left and right, that you want to bring it all in, and then you have to digest everything. So you're going to leave a lot of stuff out again. So a book is not going to take me where I want to go, But but instead, as a compromise, uh, I've had this guy working with me, is a good friend of mine now, uh, Sepp Sutter, and he's into filmmaking, and he's been documenting a lot of stuff uh, since I met him now, the past 4 years. And so one day he said there's so much material now, and we have to digest that as well, because you can't uh, expect people to buy a boring book or a boring documentary. They have to pep it up with and pick out the right things in the whole story so that it doesn't go yawn yawn. So because oops, that's the alarm. Yeah, so let's see, because we're having a meeting pretty soon, parallel to all the other stuff that's happening, and maybe this comes into fruition, but let's see in which form.
Okay. Well, Mark, I want to thank you for your time. I have one last question for you. Um, Early in the band's career and Krokus's career, there was a lot of comparison between Krokus and sounding like AC/DC. Did that bother the band at all, or did you take it as a compliment?
Well, the band was basically always a AC/DC fan, always AC/DC fans. So it was taken as a compliment, yet uh, uh, we also realized that it could be destructive in a way where people, fans, could see us as clones, trying to be, imposters and stuff like that. Although, what I mean, you just have to listen to my debut album with Krokus, Metal Rendezvous, and to find out that there's a big difference between Krokus and AC/DC. That coincidentally, my voice happens to sound like Bond's, though very close, is a real coincidence, I think. I think both Bon and I were weaned, brought up listening to the same kind of music, uh, like the old Led Zeppelins and even earlier, to I don't know, but yeah, it's nice. I mean, people, journalists, record companies, they always want to put you in on some kind of drawer, we say, a shelf, and say, that's all the bands that sound like this, all the bands that sound like this, all the bands that sound like this, And Krokus never sounded like Genesis, or Yes, or You know, sometimes there's a bit of Deep Purple, sometimes there's a bit of Status Quo, sometimes a bit of Led Zeppelin, sometimes a bit of Black Sabbath, and maybe there's a little more percentage of AC/DC in there, but it's not just, the band never tried to be a copy of AC/DC. There's also, if you listen to Headhunter, and we use the same producer as Judas Priest, there's the sound already, you know, the way it was produced. Headhunter has a touch of Judas Priest in there, and then with all my screaming and stuff like that, and we really went nuts with that album. And Tom encouraged us, you know, so it was really great working with him, Tom, too, you know. So, no, I don't feel offended. We don't feel offended at all. It's a compliment, but at the same time, you have to see up to what degree it goes. You know, if you're like branded as a clone, that's no good.
Yeah. Well, Mark, I want to thank you again for your time. Best of luck tomorrow, November 22nd, 2024. We will see the release of Crossfire, which will be on the top of many people's list as the best rock record of the year. I can tell you right now. So congratulations, Mark, and hopefully we'll see you in the United States soon, and especially Buffalo, New York. We'd love to get you back here in Buffalo. You haven't been here since 2006.
Yeah, I have to retrace my tracks, man.
Yes. Well, I hope it happens.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome,
Thank
Mark.
you
We'll
very
see you.
much. Bye, Thomas. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.